Ask the Messenger's TV show is a TV show that educates, informs, and entertains our viewers on public health issues such as mental illness, suicide, addiction, illness and disease, COVID-19 relief, crime, domestic violence, homelessness, human trafficking, employment opportunities, healthcare, and more. And now, Ask the Messengers.
Today on Ask the Messengers, our guests are DWIHN President and CEO Eric Doeh, who is here to talk about the new 707 Crisis Care Center. We were there for the ribbon cutting ceremony and guided tours that were held earlier this month. Also, we'd like to congratulate him on his recent reappointment to the Mental Health Diversion Council. This was announced also earlier this month by Governor Gretchen Whitmer. Plus, our guest, the DWIHN Mobile Crisis Unit Director, JaKeya Kellum, and peer support specialist, Ethel Cranford. They're here to talk about the mobile crisis services that are available 24/7, including holidays and weekends, to anyone living in Wayne County, regardless of insurance status. Plus, real people sharing real stories of substance abuse, seeking treatment, and rebuilding their lives. Ask the Messengers begins now. The DWIHN Integrated Health Network provides services and support to 123,000 people in Wayne County. DWIHN serves people with mental illness, intellectual and developmental disabilities, individuals with substance use disorders, and children with serious emotional disturbance. DWIHN is the largest and most diverse community mental health agency in the state of Michigan, and it is committed to providing the highest quality of integrated health care to those it serves while working alongside its dedicated and compassionate provider network. On April the 12th, 2024, we celebrated a beacon of hope and healing in our community. From the groundbreaking to the grand opening, the 707 Crisis Care Center is nearing completion and soon will provide direct, specialized care for individuals in crisis. Ask the Messengers is proud to have witnessed both these celebrations. This center will be a place of healing, compassion, and empowerment for all who walk through its doors, and will continue to serve as a beacon of hope for generations to come. We truly appreciate the hard work, dedication, and unwavering determination of everyone involved with making this first of its many crisis centers of its kind to happen. This is Tina Nelson for Ask the Messengers. And you know, it's always a pleasure and an honor to present these DWIHN partnership series. And the one thing that I really appreciate, President and CEO Eric Doeh, he is never too busy to spend a few minutes to talk to us or to talk to anyone. As a matter of fact, we were at the care center ribbon cutting and he was running around taking pictures and smiling, and he got up on that stage and said what he had to say, and he got back down and started taking pictures and smiling again. So Eric, I appreciate you so much for, wherever you are, whenever we need you, you pop right on. So welcome back to the show again. And you definitely aren't a stranger to Ask the Messengers.
Wow, Tina, thank you so much for having me. And the feeling is absolutely mutual. I mean, you have always been such a great friend and a great partner to me and to DWIHN. And so we are so appreciative of the work that you do.
Absolutely. So before we get into why I have you here, let me give you a open public congratulations on your reappointment. The governor saw fit to keep you on for the mental health division. So congratulations on that reappointment.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
And so what is that role? What is your responsibility in that?
Sure. So, the Diversion Council really are a group of folks, that sit on this amazing board to really discuss all matters when it comes to behavioral health and how we can create a better avenue instead of, sending folks, to jail, sending folks to prison, but really how can we capitalize on resources that we have within our community? And obviously, when you talk about mental health resources, whether you're talking about our partnership with DPD, our partnership with our hospitals, those are all avenues that present a better option for folks rather than taking people to jail or to prison, especially when you know that they need behavioral health services.
Right. Oh, wow. That's awesome. So you are definitely good for that because you truly do care about people and your genuine spirit. So I know that you sit there and you really fight for the rights of others who can't speak for themselves. So we appreciate the governor, Governor Whitmer, for seeing that in you and you accepting the reappointment as well. So that's double dose. Thank you.
Yes, and my thanks and appreciation.
Awesome.
Governor.
Now let's move on to the care center. Now we done been to the groundbreaking, we've been to the ribbon cutting. What's next? What is the next phase? Where are we going next?
We got to open these doors. And
right.
Yes, we got to open these doors. We have to, have folks in there, to receive services. So May, is when our doors are set to open. And, we are excited about that happening because you're talking about a resource here to be offered to our community, a resource to be offered to our neighbors, our partners, our friends, and this is so needed. And so to have that happening, believe me, Tina, if I could open those doors today, I would. But the folks are telling me that we just need to make sure that we cross some T's and dot some I's here, and we'll be all set.
Awesome. So speaking of resources, now this care center is similar to, and we've been on here before. We've talked about what it is, and they've been hearing about it. It's similar to an urgent care, similar to a hospital, but it's more mental health focused. So what are the resources that people can receive through this center?
Absolutely. So, when you think about it on the physical health side, that there are times where folks, may cut themselves or come across, something where they need, that emergent care, not something that they need to go to a huge hospital setting, but something indeed that they need someone to talk to. So when you think about crisis services, right? I mean, there are folks who our law enforcement partners may come into contact with. And instead of taking these persons, to jail, bring them over to the care center where they can receive actual services because of the challenges that they are facing. When you think about some of our family members, think about some of those critical cases that we've heard about, involving our police partners coming into contact with folks we serve. So now, instead of those persons coming into contact with law enforcement or having to, go to the emergency department to receive services, they can actually come over to the care center for assessment. They can be evaluated. They can stay there, for up to 72 hours to get some observation or as medically necessary. So all of these things will be offered there. And this is for both men, women, and children, children from ages 5 and up. I'll come over to the care center.
So will it act more as an outpatient or will it be a combination of outpatient, inpatient services? Is it a combination of the two?
What a great question. It's more so an outpatient piece, okay. But certainly we will have services there where folks can be there for up to, more than 72 hours, because okay. we do have that available to or as medically necessary. We are not putting folks out, like that is not how I operate. If someone is there to receive services, we will get you stable. And then we have over 300 providers within the provider network. So if there are other, downgraded services that are needed, we will connect persons to those resources as well. The one thing that I always want folks to remember is that these services are free. They are free. And that is so important for our community members, our community partners, our friends, our families to know that you're not going to be saddled with some hospital bill here because you've gone in to receive, some crisis services. They are free.
That's awesome. Well, that's great information. We really appreciate you taking time out of your schedule today And again, as always, we really appreciate everything that DWIHN is doing, and just the blueprint, setting the stage and setting the tone for other counties and other states. I know they're watching and seeing what you guys are doing, so that's amazing.
No, we definitely know that the eyes are on us, and we love the fact that folks, are looking to us to be that leader when it comes to not only the innovation as to how we serve people, but also just being people who care. Because, sometimes, folks do these incredible things, but then they lose sight as to why they're doing all of these incredible things. We're just simply trying to improve the health and the quality of health for the folks we serve. That's what we're trying to do.
For more information about the Care Center services or other resources provided by the DWIHN partners, visit their website, www.dwihn.org. Or if you or someone you know is in a crisis, don't hesitate to pick up the phone and call their 24-hour helpline, 1-800-241-4949.
My name is JaKeya Kellum. I am the Mobile Crisis Director for DWIHN Integrated Health Network.
Can you break that down? Director, what do you do for the crisis unit? What is your exact role?
Yes, so in my role, I am a director of the unit. So pretty much I do all the training, our workflows, the implementation of this wonderful program, training staff, and just being available for support and to help them to be able to serve the individuals in our community.
Now, in your role and speaking to our audience, tell me, what would you like for the audience to know and understand about the crisis units? And we're riding along, and just let them know what to expect or how it works. Can you give us that detail too?
Yeah, absolutely. So first thing I want the audience to know is that we all here on the mobile crisis team, we care. We're very passionate about the work that we do, and it is really our honor to be able to serve in the capacity we do. We are here to support the community in partnership with others that also can support the community as well. And so pretty much what it looks like is when you're in crisis, or maybe you have a family member in crisis, you can call our line, and we kept the number the same. So the number that we all are familiar with, 1-800-241-4949. When you are in crisis or you know someone in crisis, and a brief phone screening happens just so we can get the information and be able to support the individuals, the teams go out, and the teams are comprised of a master's level clinician and a peer support specialist. So they go to wherever the person at, and that could be their home, it could be a school, it could be their local church, it could be the mall. Where the person at in crisis, we're there to support, and they provide crisis intervention, stabilization, and de-escalation techniques. And also, too, they make sure to help to connect individuals with appropriate resources and other resources in the community.
Wow. So does it act similar to like the EMS? They call the hotline and then you dispatch them. Is that how it works?
Yes, very similar to that. Yes, if you're in crisis, you give us a call, we get some basic information, and then we come right to you where you are.
Wow, that's amazing. Well, thank you for all that you do. And again, thank you, DWIHN, for all you do for us. And you keep doing that. And we are so happy, and we know that DWIHN cares.
Yes, thank you. And it's a pleasure to serve you all.
So the primary objective of the mobile units is to provide crisis intervention, stabilization, and de-escalation techniques to individuals of all ages experiencing a crisis in the community. Individuals may not be able to access certain services due to their insurance status, but with these units, we can help people regardless of their insurance status. And pretty much our goal is to provide individuals with immediate support and care right in their community, removing different barriers such as transportation. In that regard, we come to them. We can meet them anywhere they are in the community in Wayne County. So it can be in their home, it can be at their school, it could be at their local church, it can be at a park. Wherever they are in crisis, we are there to support. These mobile units are different because we are able to go where people are and give them services and support where they are most comfortable. So we're able to go to their homes, we can go to their schools, we can go to their local church, we can go to a community center. Wherever they are in crisis, we are able to go to them, removing that barrier of transportation.
Now they can call us. We can go right out and give that person the services that they really need. A lot of people do things because of it's their job. But I believe everyone on this team, on the mobile crisis team, this is their purpose, to reach out to other individuals that are going through crisis. Just because you're going through a crisis at that moment, don't mean that you'll stay there the rest of your life.
Hi, my name is Ethel Cranford, and I am a peer support specialist for DWIHN. And what is a peer support specialist? I'm an individual who has experienced mental illness, and now I am in recovery for that. So with me being on both sides of the spectrum, I can reach that individual. I have that personal experience of the way out. Bill Gates said, if a person is born poor, it's not their fault. But if they die poor, it is their fault. If you have behavioral health issues and you're born that way, it's not your fault. But if you go on through your life without addressing it, it is your fault. The resources are here, and we want people to know that route to be free.
Awesome. So in your role, when you show up and you're dealing with a situation, what are some of the techniques that you use if you show up for a really highly intense situation? How do you de-escalate it, and what are some of the techniques that you use personally?
Well, if it's highly intense, we call law enforcement, okay? But if not, if they're a little agitated and all these things, first I try to make contact. See, I look them in their eyes. People don't care about what you know until they know how much you care. So I care, and I share parts of my story that would help them connect to me and let them know that there is a way out. There is, you know what? When I didn't want a diagnosis because I said, people gonna look at me funny. But that was the most liberating part of my life, to learn who I was, how I can move to be who I wanted to be. So with learning those things and letting them know that there is a way out, there's a better way. And I say it loud, I have a diagnosis and I'm proud, because if some other individuals had a diagnosis and they knew it, do you think some of the things would be happening now that they are? Because they'll be addressing those issues. So I make contact, I give them direct eye contact, and you can feel the spirit when someone cares for you and you're open to hear what I have to hear. I'm not here to judge you or give my personal opinion. I'm here to connect with you.
Such a mind-blowing thing that so many people are in recovery and they celebrate. And addiction does not discriminate. Also, recovery doesn't discriminate. And you have to pay the cost to be the boss. And you have to pay now to play later. I'm paying now for the rest of my life, Some people are playing now, so they're going to have to pay later.
Wow, that's awesome. That's awesome. So there's a lot of excitement out here today, yes, right? A lot of hope.
I've been dancing, having fun, moving and grooving, and it's just been a wonderful day. And I have been inspiring other people by telling them my story. I'm 18 years old, and I'm 135 days clean and sober today.
Wow.
All thanks to the Salvation Army 6-month program on 4th Street in Detroit, Michigan.
Awesome. And see, you were nervous at first, right?
Yes, I was. I was second guessing, but then I was like, listen, the drugs cannot take over what my mind and my body wants to say, The drugs are not going to keep me hostage and keep me held, saying that I can't speak about what I was doing. I'm a recovering addict, and I am letting that go totally 100% in the past. I'm totally looking forward because God has bigger plans for me. He has a plan for everybody, and I just want to help other people, and I just want to help someone who had the same problem that I had.
Awesome, awesome. We thank you so very kindly for those strong and powerful words of testimony that you just gave. And listen, we know that there's some people out there who are still suffering, right? And so let's tell them how important it is that we support one another in this recovery process. Doesn't it feel good to be clean?
Yes, it feels wonderful to be clean. You wake up and you're not sick. You feel, when you do good, you feel good. When you do good every day, it starts showing physically, mentally, and spiritually.
When you feel good, you do good, right?
When you do good, you feel good. And I have been substituting my bad habits with working out. I go to church 3 times a week. Sometimes 2 times a week. I'm also singing in the choir. And I've been working out a lot. And I've been staying away. I've been doing a lot of meetings. And I've been staying away from negative things. And it's no joke. You have to be brave in your recovery because you're brave out in the streets. And you have to be brave in whatever you want to do in life and stand your ground.
Tell me your name, man.
My name's Chad Coleman.
Chad, what's up, man? What brings you out here today, brother?
Well, I'm with Sobriety House. I work for Sobriety House. I drove the mobile unit out here with health screening.
Okay. All right, and so other than being at the recovery march today, you guys do this on a regular basis. Is that in Wayne County?
Yes, that's Wayne County.
DWIHN, all right, Detroit Wayne Integrated Health Network people. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. All right, well, we're glad to have you with us today. And tell me, how many of these recovery marches have you attended?
This is my second one.
Okay, all right.
My second recovery march. Celebrating 15 months.
Wow, that's awesome, man. That's awesome. Congratulations. Yes, sir. So that's always good to hear. And tell me, what would you say to someone who is still dealing with substance abuse issues and drinking or gambling, whatever? You know, who come from a lot of pain, right? Yeah, so, okay. So,
I would tell them, honestly, like I had to do this. You got to just throw your hands up, save your face. No place for what? Instead of worrying about the right thing. And get on out the store, come on.
all right, stay away from wet places and wet places. All right?
Bad associations.
All right, and how important are these type of events, this recovery marches, which being held every year? What do you think, why is it important that we continue to do this?
Very important because it's strengthening recovery. It lets me know I'm not the only one that's doing it. I'm not doing this by myself. It's a multi-opportunities. Hey, I'm out here with friends and
A lot of excitement. All right, thanks for being with us. I appreciate it. All right, good luck with this. All right, okay, you ready?
Yeah, right now?
Okay, yeah.
He's still going.
You gotta wait for Derek. Come on, let's get over here with me.
Oh, no,
You're gonna get that to these guys when we're done. Okay.
This is my 3rd time in treatment, but I feel like I'm getting more out of this than I have in the past. I'm giving it 110 so that I can get it right this time.
Well, we hope that you do.
Yes.
Amen. So listen, what was your drug of choice?
I use heroin.
How long did you use?
This last time I was only using for 3 weeks, but I've struggled with opiate addiction since I was 18 years old.
Okay, so tell me, what would you say to someone who's still using, who's still in their addiction? Can you share with them what got you to go get help, and what would you suggest to encourage them?
Yeah, absolutely. It's just never to give up. And they always say one day at a time, and it's like almost, what does that even mean? But sometimes you're not going to look at like, how am I going to be clean for a whole month or 3 months? And just take it at moment by moment, minute by minute, whatever you have to do. And just don't be afraid to ask for help. You're worth it. You are worth it, and you can heal.
Well, that concludes this week's episode of Ask the Messengers. We also invite you to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and to subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you would like to help support our show, please feel free to make a donation of any kind by visiting our show website, www.askthemessengers.org. If you prefer to mail donations, please make check or money order payable to Ask the Messengers TV show and send it to 18400 Schaefer Highway, Detroit, Michigan 48235. Ask the Messengers is the program that deals with things that help you. Thank you for watching.